One-Eyed Jacks is a 1961 American Western film directed by Marlon Brando and produced by Frank P. Rosenberg. The plot follows Rio, seeking revenge on his former partner, Dad Longworth, who betrayed him years ago. Plot: Rio, played by Marlon Brando, his mentor Dad Longworth, played by Karl Malden, and a third man called Doc, played by Hank Worden, rob a bank of 2 saddlebags of gold in Sonora, Mexico, in 1880. Mexican police catch them celebrating in a cantina and kill Doc. Dad and Rio escape, but Dad leaves Rio to be taken by the rurales. Rio is arrested and spends 5 hard years in a Sonora prison. He escapes and travels to Monterey, California, where Dad has become sheriff. Rio plans to kill Dad and rob the bank in Monterey with his new partners Chico Modesto, played by Larry Duran, Harvey Johnson, played by Sam Gilman, and Bob Emery, played by Ben Johnson. Plans are sidetracked when Rio falls in love with Dad's beautiful stepdaughter, Louisa, played by Pina Pellicer. Rio takes advantage of a festival to spend the night with her on the beach. Dad tries to punish Louisa for what happened, but backs down after intervention by his wife, Maria, played by Katie Jurado. Instead, he traps Rio, whips him in public, and smashes his gun hand to make sure Rio will never be able to beat him in a gunfight. While recovering from his wounds, Rio struggles with his conflicting desires to love the girl and to get revenge on her stepfather. He decides to forego vengeance, fetch Louisa, and leave town. Emery and Johnson kill Chico and pull off the bank job without Rio's knowledge. The heist goes wrong, and a young girl is killed. Dad accuses Rio of the crime. Dad has one last private talk with Rio, again attempting to absolve himself for all he has done. Rio replies, "You're a one-eyed jack around here, Dad, but I've seen the other side of your face." Rio tells him he had been imprisoned for the last 5 years, but Dad calls it a lie. Louisa visits Rio in jail to tell him she's going to have his baby. He is then beaten by sadistic deputy Lon Dedrick, played by Slim Pickens, who desired and has been denied Louisa's affection. Maria confronts Dad and insists on being told the truth about the relationship between him and Rio, stating she knew something was wrong since the moment Rio arrived. She says she knows Dad wants to hang him purely out of guilt. Dad tells her she has no appreciation for everything he has done for her. Louisa attempts to smuggle a derringer to Rio, but she is discovered by Dedrick, who carries her out of the jail, leaving the gun on a table. While they are out, Rio is able to get hold of the pistol. Pointing the unloaded gun at Dedrick when he returns, Rio bluffs his way out of jail in a tense confrontation. Rio takes Dedrick's revolver, beats him unconscious, and locks him in a cell. As Rio is making his escape, he is spotted by Dad riding into town. Under fire in the final showdown, Rio shoots Dad dead. Rio and Louisa ride out to the dunes and say a sentimental farewell. Now a hunted man, Rio tells Louisa that he might go to Oregon, but will return for her in the spring. About the film, One-Eyed Jacks is directed by Marlon Brando and produced by Frank P. Rosenberg. The screenplay for the film was written by Guy Trosper and Calder Willingham, based on the novel The Authentic Death of Hendry Jones by Charles Neider. The casting of the film includes Marlon Brando as Rio, Karl Malden as Dad Longworth, and Pina Pellicer as Louisa. The film was shot on location in California, particularly in Monterey and Big Sur, showcasing stunning coastal landscapes. Marlon Brando, in his directorial debut, brought a meticulous approach to filming. The musical score for the film was composed by Hugo Friedhofer, known for his work in classic Hollywood cinema. The score enhances the emotional depth and tension of the story. The movie was released on March 30th, 1961. The production budget for the film was around $6 million. The film grossed only approximately $4.3 million at the box office. The film received mixed reviews upon release, with praise for Brando's performance and direction, but criticism for its pacing and length. Over time, it has gained appreciation for its artistic merits. Despite initial reception, One-Eyed Jacks has become a cult classic and is noted for Marlon Brando's ambitious directorial debut. It remains influential in the Western genre for its unique take on revenge and redemption. 10 interesting facts about One-Eyed Jacks movie. 1. One-Eyed Jacks marked Marlon Brando's only directorial effort. He also starred in and produced the film. 2. Stanley Kubrick was initially set to direct the film but was replaced by Brando after creative differences. 3. Marlon Brando insisted on getting drunk to film a scene in which he was supposed to act drunk, but he got too drunk to act or direct, and so he insisted on repeating the process another day. Again, he got too drunk to direct or act. 4. Marlon Brando would sit near the ocean for hours, waiting for the waves to become more dramatic for his perfect shots. 5. Filming began on 1958, but the movie was not completed until the autumn of 1960. 6. Brando's original edit of the film ran 4 hours and 42 minutes. The studio cut the picture down to 1:41 minutes and added a new ending, which was filmed almost a year after principal photography was completed. 7. The character of Louisa was shot in the back and killed by a stray bullet, fired at Rio by the dying Sheriff Dad Longworth in Marlon Brando's original cut of the film. 8. The character of Rio originally was based on Billy the Kid. 9. In the saloon, Marlon Brando fires 3 very quick rounds without cocking the hammer. In the scene, Marlon uses Colt New Service double-action revolver, with faux ejector housing attached to barrel to simulate a Colt single-action army. 10. In the end, the film, originally budgeted at $1.8 million, wound up with a price tag of $6 million.
Now hold it. We ain't gonna do no good from here.
I'll be stomping all over us inside an hour.
We better think of something funny. And quick.